Got my bankroll coffee. Shout out Graham Stephan. 20-cent coffee, can't beat it. But let's get into this video, guys, and we're going to be going over how Aron is a ape, even using our terminology, as well as acknowledge the fact in one of his tweets, he said something about Citadel and specifically about this other SPAC company that they are not working in the best interest. So we're going to talk about it, exactly what he is talking about and what arbitrage means in the stock market, because this is something you guys can take away from this forever, and it's not a very talked about term, but I do think it's important to understand how the stock market does work. And first and foremost, happy 4th of July weekend, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you are doing. But for me personally, I'm going to be bringing you guys all this information because I do think regardless of when it is, you should always be trying to learn something new every day, especially something you're passionate in that can make you a lot of money, like the stock market. So without any further ado, let's get into this video, guys. The only thing that I ask is that you hit that like button for me. I do greatly appreciate it. So these tweets come from Aron about 22 hours ago. He did about 4 of these, so we're gonna read them and then go over pretty much what they are implying and what I get out of this, and then, like I said, go over what arbitrage actually is. The first one says, while I'm cleaning up FUD today using our term, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Awesome stuff right there. About my Concentrus board seat. Concentrus was created by my closest European friend of 20 plus years, highly regarded former chairman of luxurious Silver Sea Cruises. It is a SPAC, a financial vehicle to acquire an existing operating company, 1 out of 4. Now, I hope you guys know what a SPAC is. If you don't, it's essentially where they raise money to merge into another company. CCIV, some of you guys are probably invested in that. That is a SPAC, and you merge the two companies. Now, some raise more money than others, some raise less money than others. That's not really too important here, but a SPAC stands for a special purpose acquisition company, and they have 2 years to complete a merger or they would get delisted off the exchanges. Now, next week, Concentrus raised 300 plus million in the open market to do so. I pay no attention to which institutional investors own CENH shares and have no contact with them. My director role is merely to ensure that CENH complies with all laws, its bylaws, and SPAC norms. So nothing too crazy there. Saying he doesn't have any direct relations with the company, just kind of there to supervise. That's basically what you can get out of there. But this is where he kind of calls out Citadel right here, and we're going to talk about what I do think he is talking about when it does come to arbitrage. If you know what arbitrage is, then it paints a pretty damn clear picture of what he is talking about. He says, I have no direct knowledge, but I hear that Citadel may be playing games with CENH. And this right here strikes me the most and is the most compelling thing about everything he says in these tweets, because he is literally calling out Citadel, and you can actually get in trouble for making false claims about other companies. So I do imagine he knows what is going on here, and we will actually pull up Citadel's short position in AMC, and we're going to take a look at that, see if they have covered any shorted shares, and take a look at exactly how much they are down on their short positions. But possibly arbitraging its stocks and bonds, and is no friend to CENH. But as I said, I have no direct knowledge one way or another. So he's basically saying this for everybody to imply, which I do think he knows, right? He knows what is going on, but he's getting himself off the hook because he's saying he has no direct knowledge one way or another. Now, this is really the most important part that I do want to hone in, because this is really the tweet he's talking about arbitrage and Citadel, and that is very important here. And obviously he wants to make it known that he doesn't like Citadel, that he knows they do fraudulent shit. Like, we already know this. So right there, I do think our guy Aron is out to help us, and he is truly an ape at the core. But CENH announced in May that it intends to combine with Arbitrage Limited, a leader in quantum encryption technology. When it gets government and shareholder approval to proceed, and does so hopefully later this year, I would expect to leave its board. So nothing too crazy here. He was basically trying to debunk that he's not working with Citadel in any way, shape, or form. Now, getting back to this arbitrage situation, like like Aron said, possibly arbitraging its stocks and bonds, and it's no friend to CENH. Now, arbitraging is not illegal. It is really just free money. The biggest form of arbitraging is, I'll just read you guys the Google definition. It says, arbitrage describes the act of buying a security in one market and simultaneously selling it in another market at a higher price, thereby enabling investors to profit from the temporary difference in cost per share. So, take for an example, like the German markets and the American markets, slightly different prices. If you're a hedge fund institution, doesn't matter who you are. If you're a big guy, small guys, we can't really do that, but if you're a big guy, you have millions of dollars to do this. If you are even getting 5 cents per share difference, you're going to be making a ton of money, and this is free and it's not illegal, right? That was the most interesting thing, that this is actually encouraged as it contributes to market efficiency. Furthermore, arbitrators also serve a useful purpose by acting as intermediaries, providing liquidity in different markets. So this is actually encouraged in the United States. Now, the fact he pointed out the bonds is very interesting, because reflect back to just a couple days ago when we were talking about the $600 million of convertible notes, where they essentially will buy the bonds, right? Let's say a $5 strike that expires in 2024, essentially an options contract, and go short the stock. So they're basically making free interest on the actual bonds, right? And they can use the convertible notes to cover if they wanted to. So that was a whole situation. And the fact that he is calling out the bonds in this tweet, I do think that is what Citadel is doing. Ultimately, this can have a huge impact on the share price. But that is essentially what arbitrage is. We made so many videos going over about the whole bond situation, how you can literally buy the convertible notes, use those to cover while shorting the stock on the open market. And it's pretty much a delta neutral position per se. You just get paid on the interest, and it severely hurts our cause here, but that is definitely going on with AMC, as we do know. But let's look at Citadel's short position in AMC real quick. And I do want to point out as well, before we do look at that, we do have quite a bit of funds actually buying AMC over this past week. And I believe the week did start, let me go back and refresh, the 28th. Yeah, so we have quite a bit of buys that actually went in for a lot of shares, guys. So does look like a lot of people are bullish on AMC as well. Just from Monday of last week to Friday, we've seen 85,000, almost 3 million, almost 6 million shares, and about another 500,000 in between here. So we've seen a considerable amount of buying from these funds, which I do think is a great thing too. I just wanted to throw that in for you guys, to keep you aware of what is going on. But Citadel has not increased or changed their short position. They still shorted the stock at $6.16, probably naked shorted the stock along the way, so they're probably severely underwater on those positions as well. But $6.16 now. AMC trades at about $52.50. I don't know why Webull doesn't combine these numbers, but we closed the regular trading day at $51.96, up 95 cents in after hours. So essentially $52.50. So they are down about 900% on their short position. And if we go back to how much they paid for this, they paid almost 58 million, almost 58 million for their short positions. So they are down about $500 million still. So they have a huge incentive here to, one, play this arbitrage. And obviously Aron's not going to like that. He doesn't like Citadel. He wants you to be well aware that he has no involvement with Citadel. But I do think obviously Citadel is behind a lot of the fraud manipulation that is going on with the stock, because quite frankly they handle about 70% of all our retail orders. So even, like I've said on this channel many times, if they even change the bids by a tenth of a penny or a half a penny, doesn't matter what it is, really, it will have a huge impact on the stock when you're talking about millions of shares. And that is quite possibly why we have been struggling so hard around this $60 price point. This has been a major resistance level for a while now, like a couple weeks. So that is all I do have for this video. That is arbitrage. That is the reasoning behind Aron actually being on our side. He is with the apes, and I do think he is out to benefit the company. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, as well as check out the links down below in the description. Get free stock with public, no deposit necessary, no need to even link a bank account, and you get your free stock immediately. It is free money, as well as deposit $100 with Webull, get 4 free stocks, each of them potentially worth up to $2,400, and you can actually turn off a setting in Webull to make it unavailable for Webull to lend your shares out to other hedge funds or institutions without you knowing about it. And also check out the link down below for the buy and sell alerts. But with all that being said, also let me know in the comment section what you guys are doing for this 4th of July weekend. I love to hear from you guys. Hopefully you actually take this time to learn and further your knowledge. That is where you get ahead with things like this. I haven't took a day off in years learning new information. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.